You are more than welcome. What do you mean, weird system? Do I want to play an encounter? Not particularly. I was hoping to jump over the fence, not under it. Have fun with your news. I'm supposed to be playing Germany, not US. I guess I need to quick battle by faction now instead of being able to do any quick battle anymore. My poor 10% credit bonus. I'm going to miss it. I promise I know how to aim. I know I'm not providing any proof of that right now, but I do. I can. Okay, I can't. I give up the charade. I secretly have bot logic built in to miss 7 of my 8 shots. Okay then. People not watching where they're going. This is not what I planned on, but I guess this is what's happening now. Okay. I said I was going Germany. I'm done playing US. For now. Don't mind me getting distracted by cat. Oh, come on. It should not take that long to get in a match. I now understand Germany's plight trying to get into matches. Time to play Walking Simulator 2026, coming to stores near you. I'm thinking I might have wanted to play Encounter for a few more times until I could actually buy a Jeep. On the bright side, I get to act like a bot. If I just don't run anywhere, they won't know the difference. .9% of the time, these... Oh right, I'm not American. I need to shoot the Americans this time. It's gonna take me a while to get used to that. I've played for 100 and some hours, never shooting US. Now I'm dying to bots because of it. Anyway, like I was saying, these cats normally don't get into trouble. 99.9% of the time they're allowed in the office. But as soon as I'm trying to do something, such as a stream, they decide this is the time in which we need to destroy things. Where did you come from? I checked the stairs like 2 seconds ago. Why do I have 120 ping? Now the question is, does he have camo or is he camping on this shack? Nope, not camping on the shack. So where is he? There he is. Oh, there's two of them. Shit. Come on, miss a few shots. Let me heal up again. I was hoping to get his 1903, but he just had to go and get on a motorcycle. Didn't see where this guy went. I have non-existent eyesight. Sad days. No mods. Remember, kids, don't text anymore. Leads to you getting killed. I'm gonna need to remember to not click any faction, any soldier anymore. I'm so used to US being my only soldiers that I don't have to care about that. Time to cosplay a bot again. Why are you wasting HE on what looks like a bot? You can't tell me I look like anything but a bot. You are accomplishing precisely nothing by trying to shoot those planes. Come on, I just want to get on a roof. There's not a whole lot. Oh, this is the match I was just in earlier. There's not a whole lot that I can do with a bullet-only Gewehr and no vehicle. Just let me camp on my roof. Wonder if they have any APCs alive. Two V11. Jesus Christ. Definitely an APC in the town. Of course, when I turn my back on the door. Gotta have an APC in town somewhere. I refuse to believe they got that many people on the objective otherwise. How did they run us down on lives so hard? 40 and 3, 70 and 12, 50 and 6, 50 and 14. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Guess this is GG's. I was hoping to stick to assaults, but I guess this isn't a bad idea if I don't have vehicles. I think the biggest thing I don't miss about playing US is the 8-round mag on Garand. Garand, or where it's pronounced. As much as I know it's worse for progression, I low-key want to find an STG to pick up for this grind instead. Come on, peek your head out again. Oh, please don't see me. I thought a recruit was supposed to miss more when it started firing. These poor PZ1s getting bullied by Stewarts. Camper no camping. Camper no camping. I haven't been live in a minute. Been a little bit too busy to be able to stream. Trying to get on a consistent schedule, but it has not happened yet. Oh, this is gonna be a regret. Called it. I mean, it's not exclusively a matter of just wanting to stream for others, it's also a matter of being an easier way to store recordings of gameplay rather than needing to keep them on my computer. Like, yeah, sure, I have a fair bit of spare storage, but Twitch is free. So when the VODs get stored there, I can go back and see my own gameplay. I don't know why, but the Twitch chat on my phone is not auto-scrolling. It wants me to interact every time I want to see the latest chats. Thank you, thank you. No, don't bring a tank. I can't do anything about a tank. Boy, is that unfortunate. Listen, I am just trying to unlock STG. Leave me alone. I can't believe I used to dog on Gewehr. It is a fairly nice gun. Might not shoot as fast as SVT, but the other semi-autos aren't nearly as usable with ammo as Gewehr. I actually regret buying that infantry booster a little bit now because it's forcing me into buying something off of the ribbon, but now I kind of want just a modded Gewehr at this point. Also, I think the reload on Garand is more satisfying than the others, and I will die on that hill. Oh, come on, don't make me go fight another part of the objective while I'm trying to watch a tree. It is my tree, I must guard it. I have never used grenades, and I don't entirely intend on changing that anytime soon. There are other ways to force people out of attics. The one you initially saw me trying to go with was getting them to waste their ammo until they had to reload and then kill them. That wasn't working, so I just went and shot him from outside the building. It's also possible when enemies are sitting in certain areas of the attic that you can actually shoot them through the holes in the floorboard. So that's another fun one. That's what you started seeing me do for a moment and then realized I actually need to know where he's sitting in the attic before I start doing that. Did someone DM me? No. Okay. I don't know what that notification on Twitch was for. Wasn't that flaming like 2 seconds ago? Or am I seeing things? I didn't want to get in the vehicle. I wanted to pick up the 1903 that is not fully modded. Screw that. Always with the headshots. I really need to get vehicles. Come on, someone spawn a vehicle. I don't want to walk. As much as I need to grind heavy set. I really need to grind. I really need to grind fast reload. Milo. I have nothing on auto repair. What costs me 1400 credits? Or was that the match where I started as US? That's the match where I started as US. While that's sitting in queue, I am going to go feed the lizard. I will be right back. How unfortunate that it got into the match and ended the match in just the few moments that I was gone. Yay, pick up my own G43 and I get to use it for free. I knew they made the timer slower. I didn't realize how much slower. Dang it, I was trying to tab out to a stopwatch. Maybe if I just run the stopwatch on my phone, it would be easier. Did not expect that. I don't know. I've never actually tested it. I'm tempted to test it now. But I don't think I could do it with infantry that doesn't have a vehicle. I wouldn't get back to where I died fast enough. You can jump first. Maybe. I was trying to think to myself, like, maybe I could just go into a first encounter and test it real quick, but I need Panzerfaust to force the weapon to drop. And without vehicles, it'll take me 3 eternities to get back to where I died. I meant to start the timer, but I completely forgot about it. Leave my objective alone. It is mine. Honestly, my biggest annoyance with the Twitch app on mobile is it tells me everything except when an ad break is starting. And with me no longer having multiple monitors, it's harder for me to actively know when an ad break is going. As far as game updates go, let's see. They have made the second or third attempt to fix the deploy bug, both the ones that just doesn't deploy when you try to deploy and the one that causes invisible weapons, but both bugs are still occurring. They reintroduced creep host back into staged with longer neutralizing cap times. That's what I've been talking about with wanting to get a stopwatch out to time it. They moved the Germany starting capital to Copenhagen. And aside from that, like, they haven't really specified what bugs they've been working on or what bugs have attempted or successfully been patched. They just release patch notes that say more bug fixes. Something noteworthy to the community is that us moderators don't have additional information that you guys don't in most cases. We're just players who have the permissions to enforce rules. Of the things that I've listed, I'd probably say creep host being reintroduced is the nicest thing. Gold was enabled for a little while. That's a noteworthy change, but it is currently disabled because of some issues they were running into that they want to get fixed before anyone else attempts to buy gold. They have honored all purchases, even the ones where there was currency abuse. They've since added patches to prevent said currency abuse. But unfortunately, said patches also raised the prices for a lot of people because it normalized on European pricing, specifically the euro. So, like, I don't know about other countries, but for the US, it causes it to be like 15-20% more expensive than before. Not even counting currency exchanges. Some other countries probably saw even worse price changes. Yeah, I completely forgot about that because that wasn't in the notes that I was reading. They did get some better servers, stronger servers, additional servers, etc. I don't know if that means the old ones were retired or what, but they've got new servers now. Gold was, keyword being was, past tense, available. It's been disabled as of yesterday or today for a couple of days so that they can work on the issues that were occurring. Well, now it's even more expensive than it used to be as US dollars. So, like, instead of paying 50 US dollars, we're paying 50 euros, which is 57 US dollars, 15% more expensive, or 64 US dollars, somewhere in that range. So we're even more expensive than before. Some people did get away with paying the Russian prices when they initially released because they were using the original Redo code for the gold purchases, which, as you know, 3 times cheaper. But that was since patched. I'm hoping that with it disabled, that the goal is to fix the currency abuse and go back to previous pricing so we don't have to pay more than we already were. But that's just speculation as to what they will or will not do. I was very happy to see Nuanjo was messaging in Discord earlier, asking everyone for input on the RTS, what they would like to see changed. I'm hoping that some of the suggestions are followed at some point. Yeah, we're already seeing that. US and Germany were all, well, immediately when people realized gold was available, someone was already para-blocking Germany's last 2 cities last war, and that's how the war ended quite a bit faster than it would have otherwise. And then as of the new war, Germany is also para-blocking. I haven't heard any news about whether or not Soviets are doing para-blocking yet or not, but it is happening across the map. That's one option. I don't necessarily disagree with that option, but I think all changes need to be weighed simultaneously because one change could interfere with another. And I think it might be more beneficial to have a larger map, either in addition to reduced stockpile or instead of reduced stockpile. This tiny map was only designed to be a stopgap until there were more players and or more ATs, and then we were supposed to have a larger map afterwards. Whether that's the original map or another redesigned larger map remains in question, but we haven't had any word about if they intend on going back to a larger map or not. I mean, the fact that they would have issues in reducing stockpile just reinforces the idea that where am I on the map? Reinforces the idea that they should just go to a larger map. If the current map is overflooded with ATs, enlarge the front lines. I've personally not really been active in the RTS ever since the gold release. Like, I just parked my ATs around, what is this, Frankfurt? And I've left them be since then. Because, like, looking through some of these cities, 1,000 infantry, I guess I could reinforce that, but who's to say it stays that low? 700 infantry. Like, I guess there's more nodes with less infantry than there were last night. But everything along the front lines last night was 1,000 plus infantry, and I'm not really going to make any profits off of that. Would that imply that if we went back to the larger map, that we would have a larger stockpile? Keep in mind that I don't frequently watch those streams, just because, you know, most of the time he's streaming it's while I'm at work, or would otherwise prefer to be playing instead of watching. So things that he exclusively shares on stream, I'm usually not privy to until other people... I keep forgetting I need to shoot US. I'm usually not privy to that information if it's not shared on Discord or otherwise disseminated in some way, shape, or form. I mean, the answer to that is to figure out what all steps are necessary to implement the stockpile change. I know it's not, I understand that it's not easy or quick, but nothing about the game has been easier or quick. If the desire is to improve the game, then put the time into it. I know he said that, like, his current focus is new content rather than fixing existing stuff, but I don't know any players in the player base who would rather see new content than improving the existing game. I thought he was primarily working on map design rather than code side stuff. I remember in one of the streams that I was watching, he was talking about how he was trying to make connections with people more familiar with map building, especially those who had made recommendations for new maps or map changes to existing ones in the old Redo forums. There was one name thrown out, I don't remember what it was at this point, of some big guy on the forums for designing maps that he had gotten into contact with and was asking assistance. I mean, I typically have no issue just focusing on the FPS side. Yeah, I deserved that for going so close to your spawn. Can't really cross the road though with those tanks. Oh, don't tell me you're gonna drive across the road. This is why one of the first infantry I built on US was an AT Rambo, because I am so tired of tank spam. It is taking every fiber of my being to not hunt down K98 shots. I am positive you remember me not ever leaving the German faction in the original game. I have only switched to US as of English is hard. As of the full release of the Revival. Even in the test servers, I was only really playing Germany. But I got tired of playing US and I'm now starting to build up Germany infantry. Hence playing with this bullet-only Gewehr. As for buying M9A1 for $500,000, why not just buy Panzerschreck? I know it's mildly worse, but it's still more than usable. Patches. Oh, okay. I mean, even in the case of SU, I would have just gotten MP Molat. I need to stop texting and playing. If I play Germany long enough, I'm probably not going to bother having a dedicated AT Rambo. I'm just going to throw Lings on my STG. But that will highly depend on my ability to get an R75 in a reasonable amount of time, because I hate trying to drive jeeps up to, well, cool wagons up to tanks. I will stand by nothing being wrong with the Granate Bush. It's marginally different from M1A1 stats. I think Germany just likes to complain to complain. Hold on. Tank spam has always been a top 2 peeve for mine. I have played against it. Oh, this cat is gonna drive me crazy. I'll be right back again. That's where we will have difference of opinion. There is not... I was about to say there's not one singular US weapon I would take over a German alternative, but I do like whatever. I do like Garand more than Gewehr, but every other weapon type I will take Germans over US. MG34 over Johnson, 1919 or Bar. P38 over Revolver or 1911. MP40 over Thompson. STG over M2. I'm just not really a fan of any US weapons. In the original game I did capture M2 on Germany, and I did use it a little bit. Probably my third most used weapon in the original game. But aside from that, it was mostly STG AVS, MG34, MG42, MP40. MG34 is still one of the best guns in the game. STG is still one of the best guns in the game. MP40 beats every SMG aside from Papasha. But even then, Papasha is restricted to, what, 10 meters of effective range, and MP40 can go out to 40. Way more usability there. And as for tank spam, I don't know how much time you have in the revival, but half of the matches I've had against Germany, probably more than half, there will be 8, 9, 10 light tanks in a match of 18 players. Especially when they're on defense, it's just a line of back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back 38Ts HE clicking. Is that a... Can't tell if that's a PC4 or a Sherman. PC4. Don't know what the hell he's shooting at. No! That was close. Yeah, but when more than half of an entire team is spamming tanks, there's not really room to judge US without being a hypocrite. I mean, you've seen in this match, there were 2 tanks up there. 2 tanks on US side? We have 2 tanks on Germany? In most of the US matches I've played, we haven't really had any tank destroyers. Upon rare occasion, someone will pop one out, but I've almost never seen them in my own teams. I also haven't seen them yet while playing Germany. I just see some Shermans here or there. Does that group happen to be Visk and one Omcom? I don't know who you're talking about then. The only SU clan I'm aware of is MCR, and I've never seen them in Plains. Come on, peek your head. Just a little bit more of a peek. Or run away, that's fine. No, I essentially never play EU matches. Most of the time I'm playing, it's a minimum of, I don't know, midnight, 1 a.m. in Europe. Usually I play in later hours when it's upwards of 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. for them. A lot of the European players are only playing while I'm at work. Nothing I can do about that. I really hate when bots move me like that. NA matches are all that I care about because it's all that I ever see. Boy, can I not aim like I used to. It's a similar deal with talking about underpop bonus. US hardly ever has underpop when I'm active, so why would I care about any of that? I definitely miss playing with AVS. It is probably my most favorite gun in the game just because it's more fun than most of the others. I will absolutely pick up an AVS if I have fast reload, but with the XP issues that the game has had since full release, I've not been willing to grind out fast reload, and therefore haven't been picking up AVSs. I will absolutely get an AVS at my earliest convenience, though. I miss playing with it. It is the weapon that I used most towards the end of the original game. Captured it on Germany and just never looked back. You mentioned needing fast reload gold as if people weren't grinding that out from day one. I saw people on Germany with STG, fast reload gold, the works within hours of release on day one. Saw Pumas and tier 3 medium, or specifically Focke-Wulf. Saw Focke-Wulf on day 2. I think it was day 3 or 4 when I started seeing Tiger 2s coming out. I see way more DP-28s than I do any other gun on Soviets. Sometimes against certain groups there will be a lot of AVS users, but most of the time I just see DP-28 spam everywhere. I played it for at least a few hours on the day of release. It was released like as I was getting to work or as I was leaving for work or something like that, so I didn't get to play very early on day one, but I did get a few hours in day one, and I've played all except maybe missing 2 or 3 days ever since then. I think it was released June 13th or June 14th, one of the two, and I've played almost every single day. For at least a single match. Well, a lot of people were just grinding out in First Encounter when it was first released. Like, all it takes is picking up a bot weapon, or all it did take, I don't know if it still works. Picking up a bot weapon and killing a bunch of crap. Yeah, see, we're talking about people who just have one account. I thought about having multiple accounts so that I could play multiple factions in war at any given time. I shouldn't say that. It's not that I wanted to play multiple factions in war, it's that I wanted Quick Battle to work for one specific faction per account. Therefore, I'd always have the 10% credit bonus if I ever did Quick Battle. But I realized I did not want to maintain 3 veterans because that alone would be a full-time job. See, the experience was the same for US. Within a few hours of day one, it was nothing but STG spam, MG13 spam, MG34 spam even, and by a day or two in, it was MG42s, MP40s. And they were doing it in stage, not just war. Like, I couldn't go in any match anywhere without seeing half a dozen MG34s and STGs. I went through the suffering of using a stock Garand almost all the way to the point of unlocking M2. It was not a fun time. Yeah, I mostly I'm mostly only enter war for clan versus clan, like when Blackwater is queuing against MCR or Orcam queuing against Blackwater, etc. I think we've had a few GFC matches. Otherwise, I'm just trying to build more and more of my soldiers out, and I'm not interested in doing that in war. I was somewhat tempted to start Germany in war, but war hasn't ended yet, so can't switch factions right now. I hate the hitboxes on these buildings. Where did 3 of you people come from? Nope, not doing this. Are you really just going to sit in a corner with an M2? I haven't the faintest clue what other stacks there are in US. The only groups I'm aware of playing are MCR, GFC, Orcam, whatever Trouble in that group goes by, like when Trouble, Oneomcom, Visk, and those guys play, I don't know what name they're going by. Blackwater. I don't know any other US groups offhand aside from Blackwater. I mean, I don't have to play during those time zones to hear of groups. It just, I'm in Discord 16 hours a day and never see them mentioned. I'm not just talking about squad names, like, it's not uncommon for the groups I just listed to never have organized squad names, but it doesn't mean the group doesn't have a label of some sort. Like GFC, for example. I never see GFC squad names. It doesn't mean they're not playing this group. And how I mentioned with, oh shit. How I mentioned with, like Trouble, Oneomcom, Visk, and Gang, like, I don't ever see specific squad names with them, but I know they play as a group. Well, if they ever start playing the hours in which I am capable of being on the game, then yeah, I'll see them. But there's not much I can do about working a full-time job, a part-time job, needing to sleep and eat. in the not so distant future, I do intend on playing a fair bit less than I have been. Currently, my weekend toy of a car has been out of commission for about 2 months, and once I'm able to drive that again, I'm going to be on this a lot less. Playing TS? What's TS? Am I stuck? Come on, let me out. What do I have to do to get out of this? Okay. I recognize the name. Oh wait, not asking me. Never mind. I don't know. I've never been one to play Heroes and Generals all that competitively. I just like to come on here and relax. Mindlessly waste some time. As you can see by me being completely trash. Most of the time you see me in war, it is going to be in a stack, and otherwise I'm just working on trying to build my soldiers out. Two people I've been very curious about because I haven't seen the names before was Q Pligature. They're not using that name in-game, but they used it in the test server as well as the Discord. And then the other one is a Russian translation for tummies. Cyrillic, Russian, whatever translation for tummies. Most of the other decent players I've come across I've recognized the names for, but not those two. I've gotten so used to fast heal on my US soldiers that it's so weird not having it here. That moment of slowness was really weird. Don't snipe me, don't snipe me, don't snipe me, don't snipe me, don't snipe me. I'm a little bit lost. Is Hacks a clan name, a player name? I'm a little bit surprised that as much as I'm on Discord, I don't see these names referenced. But I constantly see people complaining about MCR and Blackwater. And the time zone thing is hardly an excuse because MCR is European. Yeah, see, I didn't play a ton during most of the Redo era. Like, yeah, I started in 2017, but most of my hours are either like 2019 and later or 2021 and later, I don't remember which. I think 2019 is when I first went Germany, never played the other two factions much after that, and I think 2021 is probably when I really started playing a lot. Yeah, I hadn't even heard about the game until June of 2017. That's when I built my first gaming desktop. Prior to that, I just had a laptop that couldn't run games for crap. When I got that desktop, Heroes and Generals was the first game that I installed per the request of my neighbors. And the rest is history. Come through the door. Are you really camping the roof again? Stop it. Get some help. I say as I am a chronic roof camper. So far in my time playing Germany, I haven't seen half as many US tanks as I do with German tanks. I've had town matches when playing US where every corner has a PZ-1 or a 38T. It's refreshing to not have so much HE spam for once. Did we really just lose both 3 objectives? Yeah, see, that's where some of my earlier comments come into play regarding, you know, just wanting to play and relax. Competitive war matches against the best players in the game is not relaxing to me. I might be more interested in competitive matches once these soldiers are actually built out, but like, I don't even have fast reload bronze at this point. I've been stuck with heavyset silver and first aid silver for a while now. Where did that dude go? I remember a day and age where I would not have missed those shots against that Jeep driver. And I miss those days. But I guess that is the downside of quitting PC gaming for 3 years. Extremely out of practice. Can't tell if he has a support gunner or not. Nope. Oh, that's an unfortunate time to become visible. I wonder if we'd have any better luck pushing the other line, but there's no infantry lives left on the other line. Oh no. The oh so scary M2 with max RPM. How terrifying. It only missed a dozen shots. Where are you driving off to? There is nothing over here. Nope. Don't need that. When did they get C2? I need to have more situational awareness. Situational awareness? Spatial awareness? Whatever awareness would have made me realize we lost C2 as I was trying to make my way over to 3. I really hope this is heavy bolt, not light spring. Why would you single fire a 1918? Just use Garand at that point. I miss when Jeep sounds worked properly and not just when they were half a foot away. I really hope that's not an enemy tank, but it's going to be. I find it hilarious when people complain about how inaccurate M1 carbine is, but it is not half bad. I personally enjoyed using it for a while. Nope. Oh, what a predicament this is. So close to getting behind the box. Were we just playing Ring Around the Rosie or something? We don't need none of that HE clicking. None of that around here. Highly unnecessary. Do they have A-line? Yeah. I could buy a vehicle, but that's like an hour and a half of credits that could go towards actually buying an STG. I don't remember how much experience it is per... per ribbon at the higher levels. I don't know if I'm halfway done, if I'm a quarter of the way done. How long have we been going on stream? 2 hours. I can do another half an hour. One more match, 1 or 2 more matches, depending on how they go. Oh, geez. I'm only at like 40,000 XP out of 180,000. You know, one thing is always consistent across all of my gameplay. I am almost always on the attacking team, and I wish just once, just for a day or two, that it would consistently give me defenses instead of attacks. You know, a single day of defenses, and I will be able to unlock both of the German weapons that I want, and I can start playing war. One of these days that Garand is going to be able to kill me, but apparently it is not today. It is today. Okay. Right as I say that. Literally right as I say that. Okay. How am I going to cross airfield without vehicles against planes, recon vehicles, and snipers? The answer is no. If I'm only 20% of the way done... Oh boy. I think I need to take a break for dinner. That's what I need. Ribbon booster, be damned. Anyone who is left over still watching, thank you for watching. If you'd like to see when I'm live, feel free to follow. If you'd like to determine when I am going to stream, but whether it is days or hours, there are 2 polls down in the about panels on this channel. Please go and fill those out so I know when you guys would prefer for me to stream. Thank you and see you next time.